Filipinos are only interested in foreign men because they're gold diggers and they want that green card. They want to move to the West and then bring their entire family with them.
I am that person. If you want to really stay here in the Philippines, I'm okay with that. And if you want to go back in America and you will get me a green card, then much better.
It's all lies. It was all lies, Chrissy.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know, really. I heard that if a Western man goes to bed with a Filipina, he will discover her secret superpower. That's why all the women in the West have their hair on fire about the whole passport bro thing.
Stick around. I'm gonna tell you later what's the truth and the lie. And you will find out the 10 biggest lies about Filipina or the Philippines.
Everything I've heard about the Philippines, lies, stereotypes, exaggerations. We're here today to get to the bottom of it. We've got 10, maybe a few more, bonus. Filipinos are all the same.
Lie. We're not all the same. There's no such the same thing.
So it's not just one big country?
It's not just in one big country. So let us say Filipinos from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, they vary in different things. Their culture and their languages, dialects, and their behavior.
Myth number 9. The Philippines is just one small, insignificant country.
No.
I think it's like 130 million people. It's not the largest island nation. Indonesia is the largest island nation, so people always get that wrong too. And insignificant, I don't think it's insignificant. Throughout history, its geopolitical importance was recognized by the Spanish and the Americans, strategically located for defense. The most important thing is that Western men like myself, we're all having our dreams come true here in the Philippines. Filipinos are overly superstitious.
Yes, back then, but now it changed. It started to change that beliefs, you know.
What is it called again? Whenever you don't feel good, you want to go out and get somebody called a what to rub something on your back?
Hilot.
A hilot. What is a hilot?
It's a some people call them a quack doctor, but it's really different from a quack doctor. They are just like skilled when it comes to massage. They're like just a massage. You know,
hilot.
Yeah, hilot, and then they will.
But you think it's false? It's a lie that Filipinos are overly superstitious. What about that? Everybody's Sikior, witches. What's going on there?
I just heard about it too, but I'm not really into it.
The Philippines is a dangerous place to visit.
In general, no, but there are some places.
You know, I grew up in Los Angeles, and there were dangerous neighborhoods, and there were riots in the past, and I've traveled many places. I always feel very safe in the Philippines. The only thing is that everybody has one or two crazed dogs that they use as a security system, and there are bars on the window, so yeah, there must be a reason for that, for people wanting to keep their property safe. You know, I feel pretty safe in the Philippines, safer than I felt in many parts of my own country. Filipinos are only good at singing and dancing.
Filipinos are very talented in so many fields. Could be in singing, dancing, poetry, musical, arts, and even being housewife. That they really good skill.
There's like millions and millions of Filipino nurses overseas that are highly regarded. And you know, living here in the Philippines, there's construction managers, there's supermarket managers, there's a full economy going on here. But I must disagree, because it's shocking how many Filipinos can sing. I don't know any of them who can dance actually, but the singing is insane. And if you ever come to the Philippines and have the opportunity to meet someone or go to a karaoke party, just about anybody can throw a karaoke party, and one of the people at that party is going to blow you away at how well they can sing. All Filipinos work as domestic helpers abroad.
Lie. It's not true. There are a lot of nurses and engineers and
You were going to work in Vietnam as an English teacher. You have a close friend, and you were halfway through the application process when I met you.
Yes.
Yeah, so not a domestic helper.
Yes. It's just known that Filipinos are good domestic helpers.
Yeah.
I think it is because even if you are in a, if you finished a degree here in the Philippines, but you cannot bring that degree in some other country, the only work that you can apply in the other country that doesn't require much is
childcare.
Childcare.
Elder care. Like in our neighborhood, we have a lot of entrepreneurs. So there's an entrepreneur class. They drive nice cars, they shop at the mall, but they don't really have that middle management class like in other Western countries. There's not a bunch of professionals. The service economy is not really developed here. And so you get people who inherited money from their family, they inherited businesses or they started business. You get a lot of people who worked as overseas foreign workers and they just banked money while they were working on cruise ships and other jobs. And they come back and they build nice houses or they open up little businesses.
So let us say I am a teacher here in the Philippines, but if I work as a domestic helper from outside of the country, I will be paid more than
2 to 3 times more.
Yes, than a teacher. That is why there's a lot of Filipino or Filipinos that they don't use their degree here in the Philippines. Instead, they work abroad as domestic helper.
Filipinos only speak Tagalog.
Wrong. Filipinos have Tagalog is our national language. So most of the Filipinos here in the Philippines can speak Tagalog, but it doesn't mean that Tagalog is what we normally use in our daily conversation in our places, because we can also speak English.
200. They're languages actually.
Yeah.
It's not a dialect, it's a language.
So, like for example, here in Cagayan de Oro, we speak Cebuano, not Tagalog. We will only use Tagalog if we will go to like Luzon, or if we will go to some place that they don't speak Cebuano. They better to use Tagalog because it is our national language and everybody can understand Tagalog.
So, when you watch a national news show, it's in Tagalog.
Tagalog, yes.
When you watch a popular drama,
Tagalog.
If your mother doesn't leave the house for a week, will she speak a word of Tagalog?
No.
Will she hear Tagalog on the TV?
Yes.
She will. Will she hear English on the TV?
Yes.
She will. Myth number 3, the Philippines is a hot, humid, sticky, but beachy paradise. So
it's wrong.
It's an incorrect stereotype. It's a lie.
It's an incorrect.
My biggest surprise was that there were mountains and cool breezes and large islands. The 3 main islands, Mindanao and Luzon are just enormous. But Mindanao is really big, has a big mountain range in the center of it, has the tallest mountain in the Philippines. Luzon is enormous. Up in the north is Baguio, which is at elevation. Very cool temperatures, which has elevation, beautiful scenery. So there are an abundance of beaches, and it is hot and humid at sea level, but we live at around 700, 750 feet. I spent the morning out on the patio just enjoying a cool breeze for a few hours, and we didn't turn the air conditioner on. We don't turn the air conditioner on until usually about 1 or 2 in the afternoon. Chrissy, myth number 2, Filipinos only eat balut. Balut is a partially fertilized duck egg. You cut a hole in the egg, you sip out the whatever's inside, and then you eat the little animal with the feathers and everything.
There is a thing that nobody in the West will expect. There are a lot of Filipino, like pure Filipino, that doesn't want to eat balut. It's only these people like me that really wants to, explore our taste buds, and then it becomes like my favorite exotic food. Balut, yeah. There are 3 levels of balut. It could be 16 days, 18 days, and I think 21 days. 16 days, 17 days, and 18 days. So what I eat is in between 16 days and 17 days. Because the 18 days, the cheek inside, it's really big already. So I don't like that. So I will just eat 16 and 17 days. So if you will be challenged by your Filipina to eat balut, just pick the
16-day balut.
16 days or 17 days.
Yeah,
it's not
turn
really
down the
bad.
challenge. That's my advice.
You can eat the 16 days.
I'm not doing it.
It's a mostly egg.
I'm not doing it.
You will.
Never. Myth number 1, everybody in the Philippines lives in poverty.
A lot, but not everybody.
There is a lot of economic disparity. There is a large portion of the population that goes without. But, and I said earlier, there's a missing middle class. Wages are really, really low. A contractor, construction, road worker might only make 300 to 400 pesos a day, $7 or $8. School teacher in the mountains, a very starting out school teacher, I think one of your jobs you took first only paid 10,000 pesos a month. It's $90 a month, and you're working in the mountains, you can't even come home on weekends. Or during the week you couldn't come home. A regular school teacher in the city, in Manila, they're going to make like 25,000 pesos a month on average, but it's not a lot of money, and certainly not enough to pay a mortgage or for a good apartment or rent a home. So, you know, Filipinos tend to live together in families, and they pool their resources, and multiple members of the family chip in, and they have a love of life that involves family. But there is an entrepreneur class. I mean, you see the small businesses everywhere, you see the restaurants, you see the sari-sari stores. There just isn't that person who went to college and got a job working in a corporation, like in Korea, you know, the company man. The economy is full of company men, right, that make good money. I just don't see that here in the Philippines.
They're hiding.
So we've got more bonus material, and then Chrissy, I was going to ask you some of those questions you don't want to answer. Filipinos eat dog.
Some, but actually it's illegal here to eat dog. You know, kill a dog.
Yeah, you don't see it in the super. There's no one selling it in the supermarket. It's not being offered at restaurants. Filipinos are only interested in foreign men because they're gold diggers and they want that green card. They want to move to the West and then bring their entire family with them.
I am that person.
We know a lot of Filipinas that are married and are with expats, and they live here in the Philippines, and none of them are out to get a green card. None of them are moving to the West. So Chrissy, when we met, I told you I didn't want to bring you back to America to get a green card. I wanted to live here. What did you think?
I'm okay.
You thought, oh, great, you get to stay near your family.
Yes. Like eventually there will be a changes of plan and whatever it is, like if you want to really stay here in the Philippines, I'm okay with that. And if you want to go back in America and you will get me a green card, then much better.
Bonus myth to dispel. You can live on $500 a month.
How much is that in peso?
It's like 27,000 pesos.
Oh. As a Filipina, for me it's yes, but for a Western, no.
Yeah, it's like you see these YouTube vlogs all the time. You can live on $500 a month. It's just absolutely wrong, and it really requires approximately $1,500 a month to live comfortably. If you try and bring your Western lifestyle to the Philippines, it can be expensive. You want to eat steak, you want gourmet cheese, you want to have really nice home to live in without a bunch of noise pollution, without other kind of environmental pollution. Well, you're going to have to pay extra for those luxuries. Now, can you do it for $1,000 a month? Absolutely, you can do it. You're not going to eat out of the house very much at all. You may not have purchased any health insurance. But you've got your cost, you know, you got like $60 every month for immigration. That's the first cost right out of the box. And, you know, electricity is not free. Running your air conditioner is not free. I mean, we don't, you know, we get a breeze up here, but we still pay like $140 US every month for air conditioning. And even in a smaller home, people are going to pay 80 to 100 for air conditioning. You got to pay for water. Cable's $40. You want internet, we pay $38 a month for internet. There's other small fees. Maybe you're lucky you can walk everywhere. It's hot and humid outside at the lower elevations, and you got to eat. So you can do it for $1,000, but you might have, you know, roosters and dogs barking right outside your door or right inside your door. So I think for $1,500, people can figure out how to make compromises and live very, very comfortably. We've done a budget video. Our budget is roughly $2,500 per month, and we choose to live in a bigger house to get a little more separation. and we take taxis. But many Westerners, they own nice cars. They go golfing, they eat out at nice restaurants. It takes a little bit more to live the type of retirement that you are thriving in. So that's false. This $500 a month stuff, you can rent a $200 a month place. Sure, you can. But it's going to be rough. So, and I don't think you'll want to. I'm going to ask you about sex and whether the stereotypes that people have about Filipinas in the bedroom are true. Are you going to stick around? You're going to run.
I'm going to run.
I heard that if a Western man goes to bed with a beautiful Filipino like you, he will never be seen again in the West.
It could be true.
What about you and your girlfriends? When you were in college and you would get together, would you talk about sex? Would you talk about, would they tell you what happened in the bedroom?
Yes.
They would?
They would.
They tell you exactly what happened in the bedroom?
Not detailed, but some just of the highlights.
The highlights. Were you afraid when the idea of meeting a Western man and becoming intimate, did you have stereotypes of your own that you were dealing with?
Yes.
Were you afraid? Did you think we were going to do strange things?
Yes.
Where do you think Filipinas learn about sex? Do they teach it in school? Like in the West, they have sex education.
Oh, no. There's no sex education before here in the Philippines. Just recently, like in this new generation.
What's the secret? Is it true? Filipino women are jealous?
Yes.
It is true.
Yeah, it's true.
And if
there
you're,
is...
sorry to interrupt. If you're with a Filipino woman and she's not jealous, what does that mean?
Well, you'll be extra lucky.
Or maybe she's not that into you.
Or maybe she's not really that into you. I'm not saying that the women that are not jealous, they're not into their man.
Chrissy, tell us if it's true. People believe that Filipinos have this secret weapon that they only bring out when they fall in love and they take a man in the bedroom, and that no Western man can resist this secret. Is it true? Is there like an extra body part? Do you have like something that you do that's different?